Hey, Alan here for Old English Outfitters. So over time, we have talked a lot about the trend in concealed carry pistols, the trend in handguns these days. And that trend is small pistols. Not super small pistols, but small pistols, 9mm caliber, that share two distinctive features. One, they have high capacity, or at least higher than we've been used to, right? In small guns like that, we've always been used to 6 or 7 or maybe 8 rounds. These guns all share this capacity of 10 and above. And the next thing they share is the idea of an optics-ready platform. So you can put some sort of red dot optic on it. And there's a whole bunch of them out there. SIG P365s, Springfield Hellcats, Ruger Max 9, Taurus GX4. The Shield Plus series from Smith & Wesson. There's a whole collection of these things out there. Well, new to the game in this same trend is Kimber with this pistol. Empty and safe here. This one is called the R7 Mako. The Mako. Mako, of course, is a shark, a species of shark. It's also an Asian actor from the 60s, if you remember that. The R7 Mako, Kimber's newest pistol. Striker fired, has those two distinct features that we just mentioned. Comes with a 10-round magazine and a 13-round magazine. So you can have 11 full up here and you can have 14 full up there. The magazines are not quite the same as what we've been seeing in some of the others. You know, a lot of the others, they start out wide and they really narrow down. This one narrows down a little bit, but not quite as distinctly as some of the others. They also have an interesting base pad on them. See how it's kind of slanted? This one's obviously pretty short. This one's just a little bit longer to accommodate the extra couple rounds. So a little bit different configuration. We do have orange high visibility followers. Pistol itself shares a lot of the features that we're used to in seeing on these things, right? It has front and rear cocking serrations. They're a little shallow, but they're there. We have front and rear luminous, self-luminous tritium night sights. This front one has an orange insert for daytime use. They co-witness perfectly with this Crimson Trace CTS 1500 sight, which comes with this gun. Now, there are going to be some of these without that sight. Anything that will take the shield, I think it's the RMSC footprint, will fit this pistol. But this particular run that we've got right at the moment, the first ones we've got, come with the CT sight. We have checkering that pretty much wraps around all over the place. It comes up here. You know, with some of the other pistols have small index points. This just runs checkering all the way up, both sides. We have an ambidextrous slide release that is very, very shallow. It's very much molded, if you can see it. It's very much molded into that little ledge along there, so it doesn't stick out. It's usable, but it doesn't stick out. We also have, and this is a smart idea on their part, I think, an absolutely ambidextrous mag release. Now, a lot of these guns are set up so that you can swap the mag release if you're left-handed. This particular one is set up with both sides, so it doesn't matter if you're left or right-handed, fully ambidextrous controls. That's a nice touch. A little shallow rail up here on front for some sort of accessory. I'm not sure if we have existing accessories that will fit that or not. Kimber may have something at some point. The trigger, the whole system essentially is like the pattern that Glock pioneered so many years ago that everybody copies because it works. Internal safeties with a little trigger piece there. The trigger profile, when that trigger piece is in, if you can see it, is very straight. We've talked before about how if you take a pivoting trigger, which is what this is, and you make the surface flat so that when it comes back it's kind of straight, it improves the feel of the trigger. The whole gun weighs around 19.5 ounces or so with that sight on, so it's right in the same ballpark as the others. Price point, pretty competitive with the others too. You're going to need to call us for price and current price and availability on these things, because that might change a little bit as time goes on, but it's going to be pretty competitive with the other weapons that we mentioned that are in this same category. Something else they did that's a little unique, if you look at the barrel and the ejection port here, the barrel sits back in the ejection port just a little bit. The ejection port's kind of rounded over it a little bit. The purpose behind that is because when you have a reflex sight like this up here, and folks who've shot these things a lot will tell you this, over time you'll get a little bit of powder fouling. Things will start hitting the front of that reflex screen. This is designed to help prevent that. Now, we didn't shoot it a ton today because, as you know, we don't shoot these things hugely. We shoot them a little bit so we can give you a kind of a brief snapshot picture of them. But in the shooting we did, we didn't see any problems with that. But it's an interesting thing that they actually took that as a design feature to roll that over a little to protect that front of that screen on that sight from powder fouling and things that come out of the ejection port when a weapon cycles. The shooting we did, well, we had no trouble. Like other guns in this category, it's comfortable to shoot. You can shoot it a lot. It's not going to beat you up. We had no malfunctions with it. We did have a couple times when the magazine locked open with one round left in it, and that both times happened with the short magazine. That may have been me, may have been my thumb catching the slide release. It's possible. If you look closely at this pistol too, something else you notice about it is they did radius the front of the slide a little bit, rounded it some. That's nice. You know, you don't like to have real sharp edges on something that you're carrying because it's hard on equipment and it's hard on you. This thing's pretty good. You got some sharp corners on the front sight, but that's not unusual. But most of the rest of the pistol is rounded nicely, so it's not going to cause any major problems there. The shortest magazine in the gun is pretty darn short. I don't have real big hands, but my small finger doesn't really get on there. That's pretty short. Still shot okay. No troubles controlling it. The longer of the two magazines gives you a pretty solid grip. Again, I don't have a huge hand. Some of you fellas with really large hands, you might find that to be an issue. Gun set's pretty low. Again, recoil very manageable. No concerns there. Interesting pistol. Kimber has done some striker-fired guns before that had mixed reviews and were not necessarily great successes for them. This one, I think, is going to redeem their reputation in that regard. Kimber's well known for their 1911 pistols, all different sizes, micros, medium size, all that up to full size. Some of them really tricked out. Kimber's well known for those. A couple of years ago, when they got into the revolver business, they put a really good product out with their case success. I think they've put a really good product out with the Mako 7. It's going to compete pretty well with the other guns out there. A lot of this, you say, which one do I choose? A lot of it comes down to what's going to feel best to you. If this pistol feels best to you compared to the others, good choice. Some of the others may feel best to you. All of them share those characteristics, those two particular characteristics, that they're optics ready and they have good capacity, higher capacity than we're used to in something small. So they're not super small, they're not large, they're very shootable as they are, give you those features. The Kimber R7 Mako pistol, very interesting. We've got them. Again, check with us, current price and availability, but we've got them. So if you're interested, take a look. That's what we have for right now. We appreciate you watching. Until next time, I'm Alan for Old English Outfitters.